Hello, guys. How you guys doing? This is a good old Grandmaster Revan here, and this is the Anonymous Republic Network. Wow. Doxing. What is doxing? Okay, the answer to that is, giving out someone's name, address, you name it, to on the internet or on the so the New York Times has really gone after Tucker Carlson, and really 2 years ago they doxed Tucker Carlson, and members of Antifa went to his house and tried to harm his wife, his family. And so, again, the New York Times doxed Tucker Carlson. And they had a journalist and a camera guy follow Tucker Carlson all over the place. And in my best opinion, I think that the New York Times and the reporter and the camera guy person should be sued, because you're endangering another journalist and his family. And so I'm really livid, because if y'all remember a few years ago, there was a phone hacking scandal. Okay. There was a phone hacking scandal that happened about years ago. Okay, years ago. And the News of the World, that was owned by Rupert Murdoch, who owns Fox News. There's people that end up going to prison, including a couple of police officers and a police chief. And they were hacking phones, and they were leaking information to the press and celebrities, sports, had their phones hacked, and had, but there's about 3 or 4 reporters that got caught, arrested, charged for phone hacking. And Rupert Murdoch had to shut down a nearly 200-year-old newspaper that's been around for almost 180 years, which is really, really fucked up, because if you're willing to do this kind of shit,
they're not really known for their love of sports bikes. I know.
you have to really understand
the ones you're after at the East LS Clubhouse.
that it's same as doxing. Doxing's, you are following someone around, try to get them to back off or shut up, stop talking about the issue. Well, Tucker Carlson called out 2 people, and they should be sued for liability of endangering his life and his family's life. Well, the thing is, the media ain't what it used to be anymore. Okay. These are left-wing reporters, or fake reporters, or fake journalists that don't care. They don't care. So Tucker Carlson declared war on the New York Times. I think that it should be done. I think Tucker Carlson needs to sue these motherfuckers, you know. And because if it doesn't stop, they're gonna keep doing it and doing it again and again and again. Where Homeland Security might get involved in this, you know. You gotta understand that you cannot be doxing anybody because you don't like their politics at all. So, you know, it's very simple to say, well, this person said this on TV on their show and whatnot. Well, big fucking deal. Because if you look at Laura Ingraham, she talked about a couple years back, well, about a year and a half, about maybe a year and a half ago, or about 2 years ago, that David Hogg didn't get into school he wanted because of his SATs and shit. And he went on Twitter and called for a boycott of her show. This kid's 18 years old, and he got his feelings hurt like a big baby and shit. Now he's a overgrown child going to a overpriced daycare center. And so when you act like that, you know, okay, well, you have to understand that, hey, look, if you cannot stand criticism, shut the fuck up. Because you will get criticized. I mean, if you can't handle it, you know, just shut the fuck up. You know. I feel like, you know, there's a point to make that if someone criticizes you, whatever that is, okay, you know, it's understandable that you don't like being criticized. Well, people get criticized all the time for some insane, stupid shit, you know. But the New York Times has doxed Tucker Carlson before. And, you know, there's a point that, you know, someone from Antifa will one day get shot and killed because of their stupidity. And they're willing to risk stupidity to do something stupid. And then they don't think. They're not thinking. Okay. Now, 2 nights ago, a federal court judge had her family shot. Her husband died. Her son, no, her husband was wounded, severely wounded. Her son died. The guy that shot and killed her son was an anti-feminist lawyer, and he ended up taking his own life. And so, if you're anti-feminist, look, big fucking deal, big whoop. But if you have issues with somebody, you don't go after their family. Okay, you deal with it in the courtroom. Period. But people like that are fucking nuts. They're really not all there. But people have come up with this thing where, well, the reason why her son was killed and her husband was shot was she was just assigned this case. Deutsche Bank's connection with known pedophile Jeffrey Epstein, who was found dead. They're still trying to tie it like that. But there's a lot of questions with very little answers. So, I don't know. I mean, it's just that, there's some people that will do anything for attention or just really have issues. You know what I'm saying? Have issues. Like, these officers who are, there are officers that don't think. There's people in government that don't think. You could work in the Hall of Records, right? Hall of Records, or that act because they're in this position of but for example, this attorney who charged the McCloskeys, of exercising their constitutional right. She kept saying, well, the protests were peaceful, they were peaceful. How is it they're peaceful when they tore down a gate, right? They torn down a gate. And said, well, they were peaceful. Well, that's like saying that Sherrod Brooks guy who was killed in Atlanta on the parking lot on the parking lot. Oh, he was not a threat. Bullshit. So the Attorney General and the Governor got involved in this, the case against the McCloskeys, because this attorney that charged them just automatically just jumped the fucking gun. Because if you have 300 to 500 people that broken down a gate, okay, and just came in for a reason, they didn't get permission, and they were threatening the McCloskeys and their dog. That they threatened to kill him and burn the house down. Why? They weren't peaceful. If you're peaceful, you shouldn't talk like that. You shouldn't say that kind of shit to people. But the McCloskeys lived in a gated, a private gated community. Okay. So they're threatened, So the DA, who's just doing it for political reasons, who ain't thinking, by the way, I tweeted that, what does shall not be infringed don't you understand? Okay. It's in the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, the Bill of Rights. And as a guy, Torre, he says that the McCloskeys broke the law. Torre, look up the Second Amendment, you stupid bastard. The Second Amendment shall not be infringed. Okay? Shall not be infringed. And the McCloskeys, they'll get cleared. What needs to happen is that this DA needs to be investigated. She needs to be investigated. The attorney in Atlanta needs to be investigated. Because these two attorneys just jumped the fucking gun. One automatically charged two officers with a capital murder without having a investigation. That is a political move, and he's running a re-election. Also, he's also being investigated by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. So there would need to be a independent investigator, attorney to do this work. So what has happened is this DA that jumped the gun and charged those officers need to be moved to the side and have the case get taken from him. Now, the McCloskeys had every right to defend themselves, and they were on their property. You can't say that these protesters were peaceful, which they weren't at all. 300 to 500 people. That's a lot of fucking people. Yeah, a lot of fucking stupid people, matter of fact. I still think that that attorney jumped the gun. Jumped the fucking gun. And I think, that she needs to read the Second Amendment. And also be disbarred for that decision. I just think that people need to think before they act. Take a real long time to think. Think real hard before they jump the gun or jump the canyon to a career suicide. Because just the idea, man. Just the idea of automatically just charging somebody, for standing there. Did he fire? No. He didn't fire. Nobody got shot. Nobody got shot. But when you're being threatened with death and have your home burnt to the ground, that is a full-blown terrorist threat. And nobody's thinking, man. You're just standing there trying to act all tough because you're in a group. Because you're in a group don't make you tough, makes you a weak motherfucker. And you have to use your damn brain, man. You just can't break into a private gated community, tear down the gate, which like it got totally destroyed and shit, which would be about what $15,000-$20,000 in damages right there. Because those gates are not cheap. Those gates are expensive and shit. Very expensive. You know, I mean, this DA is using this as a political move, man. I mean, stop. I feel like this needs to stop. Stop politicizing this crap, man. It's all bullshit, dude. It's all bullshit. Because if you're just going to charge somebody with weapons like that, you're putting your reputation and your career on the line. You know, you're putting your reputation and career on the line. And those are the two things that would cost you over a bad decision, a poor judgment. Your name will be dragged through the mud in the legal system. I mean, no. I mean, you basically ruin your own career. You're ruining your own reputation, and you're committing career suicide. You know? And you really have to use your head, man, because you just can't pull this crap, man. You know, you can't be pulling this shit because, period. You know, your name, reputation, your career, your job, you're putting that all on the line, period, man. And you're risking it all with a bad decision, a poor judgment, matter of fact. There's been people over the years that have done this and have not recovered, period. You know, R. Kelly for one, you know, Harvey Weinstein for one. You know, all these stupid motherfuckers decide to put their name, their reputation, their career, you know, on the line over a bad decision, man. Not using their fucking head, man. Not understanding about the outcome, the consequences, and everything else. Nobody is thinking, man. They're all jumping the gun, try to jump the Grand Canyon into a career-ending suicide. Career. That means your career is done. You ain't dead. You ain't dead. Is that your career's dead? It's like in your head, the wheel's spinning, but the dribble's dead. That means you're because nobody is thinking. Nobody is using their brain. Nobody is. I mean, you have to understand. You have to use your fucking head, man. What the fuck, dude? You know. I hate it, man. I mean, people ain't thinking, dude. You know, it's like if you want to have a good career and have a good life, you got to start using your goddamn head, man, because you're gonna end up being really stupid, man. Really, really dumb. And you will lose everything. And that one decision you make can ruin it all. It can be destroyed because of stupidity and shit. Because somebody refuses to think before they act, and also think about the outcome and the consequences and shit. Many people high in power have gone to prison over and have been disbarred over some stupid shit. I mean, you have to really think before you act. They've had a political career that ended. They've had a good career in movies and television and sports. I mean, for example, Ray Caruth, NFL player, had a great career, making millions of dollars, playing for the Panthers, and then all of a sudden he had his girlfriend killed. Killed her and her unborn baby, which is the capital offense, the death penalty. So he went from becoming a millionaire to getting the death penalty. Yep, getting the death penalty. Over a stupid fucking decision, man. Really fucking stupid shit, dude. The dude was not thinking at all. The guy thought he was all that until he received the death penalty for having his girlfriend killed and the death of his unborn son. So people over the years have made some stupid fucking decisions that cost them every goddamn thing. Literally every goddamn thing. And here you have powerful people now trying to, they're running for their lives because that Maxwell lady got arrested. She's looking at life with no parole, a huge life sentence, and she's scared for her life as well because she knows that she could easily be suicided like Epstein. And it's a big scary thing because if you have dirt on people, you have all this dirt. I mean, you have all this dirt on powerful people in politics, TV, media, you name it, man. Like, dude. But here's a guy, Jeffrey Epstein. Never thought about the outcome. Never thought about consequences. Thought about getting rich. Becoming this holder of information that has really scared people, especially high power people and shit. Because I mean, to get dirt on someone, you have to really play the game. I mean, you gotta really dingle that carrot under their nose and shit. And they fall for it. Boom. You know, this happened back in the day when Mormon Church was in Nevada. They ran a brothel. They ran a brothel, and they did the same thing. They had politicians. They bring in politicians. They took pictures. I mean, they had dirt on these guys. of course, you're not going to. I mean, even though they're not going to tell you because they want to keep this. They want to try to keep the church as this family value type shit atmosphere kind of crap, but the Mormon Church has a dark history. Okay? The Mountain Meadow Massacre, and I was talking to some missionaries about 4 or 5 years ago. Told them about it, you know. And one asked me, what's your information? Dude, it's in the history books, man. You know, and he kept saying, what's your information? I said, dude, you're a missionary. Okay? The reason you don't know this shit because they don't want you to know. Okay? Like the brothel the church owned back in the day. They don't want any members to know about that. And even if you talk about it, there's going to be a few people that would be extremely angry because you're talking about the church's dark past, which, of course, all religions have dark pasts. Mormon Church, Mormon religion, Catholicism, Islam, other, and it's highly controversial. You know, a lot of the customs and practices, all the other shit like that. And you know, Utah is dominated by the Mormon religion. Most of the politicians in that state are Mormon. They're the Mormon, and it's a very Mormon-dominated state. You know. You know. So they spent 100. I mean, imagine this. 2008. Okay. 2008 was an election year. It was the year that Obama was elected president, and Prop 8 here in California was up, and the Mormon Church in Utah. Okay, they spent $122 million. Now, that's kind of ironic, knowing that Prop 8 would be where either it'll grant someone a gay couple to be married or deny them that. Well, Prop 8 won, and was the Prop 8 yes won, and the Prop 8 no lost, which means gay marriage was banned in California, no matter what. But it was appealed, and gay couples can get married now. So they try to throw out this religious bullshit, try to keep same-sex couples from getting married. So it's $122 million, right? This came from Utah, Mormon Church from Utah, and there was a documentary about that, you know, probably. And there's a gay couple that was beaten her pretty bad by missionaries that were members of the church, and got hurt pretty bad. You know, you know, these are wrong things. I mean, if you're willing to hurt somebody because there was somebody that they loved and they're holding hands, you know, it's bullshit, you know. In this country, you have a right to live, right? You have a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And also, you have a right to defend yourself if you feel threatened. And your rights to protect yourself should not be taken away. You know, this lawyer in St. Louis says what the Democrats did was illegal, wrong, which is bullshit, because what they did was, according to the Constitution, it was within their rights. Within their rights. So there's a lot of crap that happened within this week and part of the last week, and one of them is that the New York Times again tried to dox Tucker Carlson, you know, because they don't like his politics. Big fucking whoop, you know, big fucking whoop, you know. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to push their own politics on anybody. And I got a political view, but you know, I'm not gonna push it on anybody. You know, that's my view. That's what I feel in my heart and on my ear. You know, I'm a libertarian conservative. I ain't gonna change. No, you're not gonna attack me for it, because look, hey, I'm proud of being a libertarian conservative, you know. Here, I wore this hat. And I never got attacked for it. Not at all. I never got a thing on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube about my hat. Never did anything wrong. It's my decision. My decision. My choice. That's like if I wear this hat. You know, I'm a Ford guy. I like Fords. You know, will I get attacked by a Chevy guy for wearing this hat? No, because you know, a lot of people. I mean, it's a car thing, you know, and I think, you know, getting attacked over some stupid, petty bullshit needs to stop, you know. That Bubba Wallace guy needs to shut the fuck up and just drive, man. You know, he's in no position to be political. Okay? He has no position in, what is he, Juicy Smollett? What is he? Colin Kaepernick? You know, I'm sorry, sphincter Kaepernick. A lot of these idiots, I mean, one's an actor and an idiot. One's a NASCAR driver and an idiot. One's a former pathetic, useless quarterback. Pathetic. I mean, you gotta understand. I mean, you got these dumbass try to, you know, be idiots. You know. What's the Bubba Walsh guy now is? It's Bubba Schmulier. Not Bubba Walsh, it's Bubba Schmulier. He's the sphincter of the Juicy Schmulier family. Gone after the religious belief of another driver. I'll tell you what, this guy will get kicked out of NASCAR. I give it a year or a year and a half, or maybe even because the guy probably couldn't drive anyway. Couldn't handle. Got mad because his car got clipped. He lost his front bumper. Big fucking deal. This guy's a fucking pussy, dude. I mean, then he takes his clipped bumper and puts it in the garage of his fellow teammate, his fellow driver, which is really fucking stupid. Really fucking stupid. I see him getting kicked out of NASCAR sometime soon. Because if you're willing to do something stupid, no, I mean really do something stupid. This is one of it. You're pissed off because your car got clipped, you lost a bumper, and you go after a fellow driver's religious belief. That's scantless and bullshit. I would, if I was head NASCAR, I would have booted the son of a bitch. Because that's not how you know. That's total disrespect of another driver. You know, I mean, you gotta have some respect for people. If you're a driver, respect other drivers. If you get mad over a loss of a bumper because your car got clipped, go fuck yourself. Okay? I mean, Josh Smollett lied. About getting attacked. He lied. And it's completely dumb what he did. The Chicago PD call him out on it is bullshit. Call him out on it. And his career's probably over. Okay, folks, it's a good old Grandmaster out there. Please share this video. If you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below, and hit the bell for notification. And if you've got this transmission, you'll want the resistance. I'm Grandmaster Evan. Knowledge is free. Knowledge is power. Always stay healthy, well, and wise. I love you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, and have a great day.